Hi guys, Dorota Palicka, International Nail Artist and Educator here, and today I have prepared for you some easy 3D flowers. They almost look like a snowdrops. Have a preview of them in here. With the gems, they look absolutely fantastic, and I hope you will like to learn this design as well. If you're new in here, guys, hit the subscribe button as there is lots of tutorials coming up on this channel every Monday, Wednesdays and Saturdays. And also to the existing subscribers, guys, thank you so much for your continuing support, comments, likes and shares. Let's start. Very delicate nail art, absolutely perfect for any occasions. And for this background, we are going to use 253 Made of Honor. It's like a bride's collection, so it's a very delicate, almost transparent color. But I have applied 2 layers of it to get a better coverage. So I'm just applying a first layer. On the second tip, I'm gonna clean any dust particles and then apply the first coat in here. You could actually keep it just like on see-through, in a 1 layer. I just wanted a little bit more to stand out, so we are gonna do 2. And then the second layer. And cure it. Very delicate and gentle color. Oh, I'm getting so many fluffs. And then cure it. Okay, once our tips are cooking, I'm gonna prepare the crystals, and we are gonna use those beautiful pink ones and some caviar beads. Okay, the first tip is ready for a top coat and the crystals. So what I'm gonna do is just grab some base gel, and we will do different ones. So on this one, I will want to go for a design just on the one part. So I want to place my crystals in here. And I'm just searching for a large one. So the largest crystal goes just right in the middle, because that's where we are gonna do a flower. Then we've got a slightly smaller one. And straight away we can apply some crystal a bit higher up. And give it a cure. You don't want to place too many crystals because you need to have some room for the actual flowers. And then here I want to place some of the crystals there because we will do 2 on this one. So again, pick up the large one. And then the smaller ones. You could actually add more. On the bottom. Maybe even separate this one so they are both slightly different. Okay, happy with this one, give it a cure, and then we can top coat our design. So always for the 3D acrylic, you want to have your top coat done before you start doing your flowers. You don't want to top coat them because they will lose their veins and the shape. So I'm just working around the crystals. Happy with that, give it a cure and repeat. If you're struggling applying your top coat around the crystals, you could just grab a small brush and do it with a small brush. I'm just using a large one and playing about it. Like making sure it is everywhere. Okay, happy with this one. And then we can grab our acrylic liquid and acrylic powder, some wipe. So I'm using the Mega White one and the acrylic liquid. Okay, the first tip is ready. 3D brush, and it's a really nice and tiny one. So I'm just cleaning my brush first, removing the excess of the liquid, and then dip it in the powder. Okay, my first petal, I wanted it to go over the large crystal. So I'm just picking up this petal, and as I like to save the time when I'm doing the things, I'm picking up a smaller bit, like much smaller, dry it out a little bit, and I'm just gonna place it on the bottom of this crystal. You can see it is tiny. Once this one starts getting matte, I'm just start pressing the petal shape, and I wanted it to come down. So I'm just dragging it down the way and shaping into some point. This one is going to be a wee tiny one. Press it in the middle and then shape it into the point. Okay, we can press some veins in this one, just to improve the shape of it. And then pick up another one. So again, very small scoop, you can dry it out a little bit and place it on the other side. Wait for it to set a little bit, because if you touch it too soon, like, you will kind of almost waste your time, and that was my most common mistake when I start my journey with the acrylic. I was touching it too soon, and I was just making a mess out of it rather than shape I wanted to achieve. Okay, and then start pressing those veins. So we've got the second petal. Really nice and pretty, delicate design. Much smaller one. Dry it out a little bit. And then since we have done this petal like just recently, I'm placing it on the other side because I want this side to set a little bit. Clean my brush. Always make sure your brush is nice and clean and shaped, so you don't destroy it. And then I'm gonna shape, but also look what I'm doing. I'm kind of flicking my brush because I want to lift it up. So I'm lifting it up. I don't want to press it too strongly down into the previous petal. Okay, happy with this one, very delicate one. Another bead. Place it on the other side. Wait for it to set. So normally when I will be doing it on a client, a good tip is like do one bead and then move on and start shaping another one on the next nail, just to save a little bit of time. And again, I'm trying to brush it, but do not press it too hard because I don't want it to be pressed too strongly down into the previous petal. What is great with the acrylic as well, I can actually show you on this one, you can lift it up from underneath. It was like really standing up. Okay, to be honest, I'm happy with this one. Don't want to spoil it anymore, so I'm just leaving it to set a little bit before I add more crystals, and then we can move on into this one. So here I've got two, which will make my life easier, because, like, maybe faster even as well, because I can work on both of them at the same time. So first bead in there, then a tiny one on the bottom, I want this petal to come down, but also wrap around the crystal. And then I'm shaping the bottom one as well. This one is completely ready. I have left it even too long, so you can see it. My product doesn't move as easily. I have to kind of do a decent press to get the shape I want. But it still made a nice petal. Like if you're working in a country which is pretty cold, or like the place you're working with is really cold, you could add a drop of the acetone into your mixture. That will speed up the polymerization process. And this one to be really large petal. And then work with this one. Okay, the temperatures in my room has changed, and previously I was able to do 2 petals at the one time. Now I can see the things are getting tougher, so I'm just going to work on a 1 petal per time. And I want this one to don't hide the one which is there, but I wanted it to drop down a little bit. And hide my crystal. Okay, another one just in there. Shape it. With tiny one. And another tiny one. Okay, press the veins in there. And the smallest one just in here. Clean it, lift, oh, we can actually place one more on the bottom here. Smaller. So what I did is I have placed it on my wipe, and I have cut it into half to get a much smaller one. Okay, let's grab some gems and decorate it. So we've got our base gel. And here I want the large caviar bead, and then some small ones. So this is my large caviar bead. I mean, it's still the smallest one from the set we have. And then the tiny ones. Okay, make a nice chain out of it. Yeah, come on, straighten up. Looks like maybe I've got one too much, so I have just removed it. Yes, that's much better, and then give it a cure. Okay, this one is awaiting some crystals. So one in here, one in there. Gem, gem. Freeze it. Okay, this one I would say is ready, so we are just gonna place it there. Very simple one. So let's place it there. And then this one just needs some caviar beads. So a large one, and then some small ones. So here I want the full line of it. Actually, we can keep those 3 here on the top. Then I'm just applying a drop of the base gel. Could maybe even do one more crystal. So one in there. Just got stuck too strong. It's usually happening when you have not enough base gel, and the reason for it is like I don't want to put too much over it because we are not going to top coat it anymore. So 3 caviar beads, 1, 2, 3, I've got 4. Okay, let's keep it at 4. And I think they are a must-have in this, this design, because that's what kind of finishes it off and make it look really nice and pretty. Two in here. And the last one right on the top. Okay, give them a cure. And then that's it, all cooked, so we can see all the designs which we have created today. Very simple. I mean simple, quite rich but simple looking design with some 3D flowers. And I hope, guys, you have really enjoyed this tutorial. I'm sending you glittery hugs and bye for now.